Howdy, Glenn. It was good to see you yesterday at the tournament in the Osho. I really enjoyed being there. I left kind of early because my lower back was cramping up from standing and driving. And so I figured I better exit stage left while I can because I knew I had a pretty long drive, about a 4 hour drive coming back. And I'm going to go through Tokumeine No Kun slow, and I'm going to do some verbal commands as I go, so it may help you a little bit. I like to follow what's called a busen, which is the pattern of the kata. And it also gives you the stop and start. So if I start 5 paces from the center judge, I should end up 5 paces. I don't think it's really that stressed while in Okinawa, even though people do follow it. It is taught, but the point of kata is not so much the competition format, but the actual intent of kata, which is combat sequences. But for competition use, I like to end up right where I start. It's probably more of a military thing, exactness. We had everything laid out in order, and if it was messed up, then we had to fix it. And I'm still kind of the same way. So here's Tokumeine No Kun. I shift the foot, grab, and the bow should be straight up and down. Your forearm should be parallel with the ground, this arm straight. And all I'm going to do is a subtle kick out on the bottom. Now I'm going to shift back. It's called a windmill block, if you will. I know I'm using the word block. Then I'm going to step back the other way, over the top, strike. Now I'm going to step out, jab, jab, jab. And when I do the jabs, it's kind of the rolling or the rifling, if you will, helps me control it. Now I'm going to step back and a curl block. So the wrist is kind of curled back, since that's called a curl. You're curling the wrist, you're curling the bow. So I'm trying to use this part right here. So if something's projecting forward, I'm going to redirect it past my shoulder. I'm not going to do this, because that is not going to clear your body. You're still going to get hit with oncoming weapon, like a long weapon. So I always curl to the shoulder, and I'm bending my wrist, I'm curling it. Okay? So let's go through that one more time. One, two, 3. Now I'm going to step back, curl. Now I'm going to look off to the 45. The abusen's kind of like making a Y. So I'm going off to this direction. And I'm going to put my feet together and point. Step, reverse. Hands behind power. Not this way, because your hand's going to come off. Your thumb's the weak spot. So you turn it to where the hand is behind the power. Now I'm going to look in that other Y, that other direction, the other 45. Put feet together, step back, Nico, cat stance, Nico Ashidashi. Front part's low, back hand's high. I got a full grip on it. Heel down, step, strike as I'm coming in. Okay, so once I'm here, now I'm going to switch my hands, and I'm going to come off to the side. Right hand's high, and it's parallel. And this other hand just swivels. It doesn't quirk up like that. It just swivels down. So I've got a full grip on it, okay? So I went this way. Now I'm going to come all the way down, over the top, up, down, side, side. Up, down, equal, parallel to the ground. You don't have to overextend it, going way high. Here, down, side, side. Just like a windshield wiper. Okay, so up, down, side, side, jab, curl. Oh, I got my thumb caught in my gi. You know what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to look and pivot my feet slightly so I can look that direction. Switch my hand, switch my hand. Now I'm going to do the same thing, going the opposite direction. Okay? Here, over the top, up, down, side, side, jab, curl. Look, feet together, protect, and I'm going in the original direction of front. And I'm going to step out deep, a deep Seiyuchin stance, and I'm going to do a curl block. Some people are taught this to where you're going to go in between their legs and curl it, or maybe up along the femoral triangle to where I'm hitting all that vulnerable areas up there, the cojones or whatnot. So you're coming in curl. I'm going to step back, thrust, 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of threes in Okinawan culture or kata. Twice on the right, once on the left. So on this last one, I went out and I thrusted, right? So when I come back, I'm going to poke, get back, give me some room here. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I want you to visualize is I'm trying to get some distance here and make sure you're clear. You're not too close to me. So that's what I'm trying to do when I do that last one. Okay, so I went here. I'm going to poke, cat stance, front low, back high, step. Now I'm going to step behind, low, under the arm, reverse. Now I'm going to, all I'm doing is just kind of, you're not letting go of it. You're not changing the grip. Kind of long. It's not a figure eight, but you could argue that if you want to maybe get a visualize when you do this. But you're doing multiple things, but basically I'm coming down, hitting. Now I'm coming back, doing that same type block. Over the top, up, down, side, side, jab, and then curl. Now I'm going to step back, and I'm going to try to use the butt end. There's three, one end, two end, and then the middle. They're inversely proportionate. So when one's forward, the other one's back. One's high, one's low. So when I step back, I'm using the butt end. Now I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to try to flip it. And you're kind of flipping it kind of hard and fast. Boom. Flip, stop it. If I don't stop it, whoa, it goes too far. So I just want to stop it. And I want to get a reaction. I want to get some kind of reaction from the person that I'm defending against. So I'm here. Now I'm going to baseball swing it back under. So I don't want to do this. I don't want to duck my head under it. You're lifting the bow over your head and putting it on the outer shoulder. Not up here on your neck. So if you hit something, you're going to hurt your neck. You have it on your shoulder. So when I come around here and I butt in, over the top, reach back behind. Now I'm basically in a baseball swing stance. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my shoulder. See how I dipped it? Now the bow's straight on. So it gives the illusion of doing this. So I'm pretending I'm going to do this. And I'm going to get a reaction. I'm going to fake you out. Oh, I didn't go too far. I came in and then straight out. So I'm missing the block, and now I'm coming straight in to the throat, sternum area. Straight, boom. Now I'm going to come back, pop, like a fast block high. Here. Now, this ain't part of it. I got to wipe my nose. Block, down, up, reverse. Now we're going to grab it and throw it away, hitting to the right. Now I'm going to switch my hands and get a grip on it. Now reverse the other way. Swivel. Now I'm going to look to the back, feet together, reverse. 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 So that's basically what I'm doing. Here. Now I'm going to switch, kind of like I'm giving a backward poke, if you will. Not very many people teach that technique. I do. It's a clearing as a preparatory move. My hands are all basically, you're like this, and you're ready to go. Some people, I call it mofutode, so I'm striking and blocking. Okay. Now I'm going to turn, reverse, hand behind, up, 1, 2, 3. Forearm should be straight, even with the ground or the deck. And then you step back. Bow lowers, feet separate, and then you ray or bow. And that's basically it. It's a really old kata. Tokumeine No Kun taught this to Tetsuo Shimabuku, Soken Matsumura, Bushi Matsumura, the bodyguard of the king at the time in Okinawa, taught that kata to Kian. There's a lot of different history depending on what you read and what you think, but the kata has been passed down pretty strict, pretty pure, if you will. I believe we're pretty close to doing it the same way they did it in 1860. Pretty darn close. The same thing. I'm pretty sure my punch is about the same as what they were doing. Now, my punch may be vertical or whatnot, but I'm going straight to the front, to the solar plexus or the sternum, the vulnerable strike. So I'm pretty sure we're pretty close, dead on to what they did years ago. Of course, ancient in text is 500 years. Well, in martial arts, it's pre-1900 is considered ancient. So all the kata in Isshin-ryu are all ancient, pre-1900, way before that, except one, and that's Suinsu, which is the kata that Tetsuo Shimabuku, the founder of Isshin-ryu, created, that he took all the concepts of all of the empty hand kata and put them into one kata called Suinsu. And it is now a legitimate traditional kata of Okinawa. The kata has to be in existence for over 50 years. It has to be in a traditional, authentic system, as Isshin-ryu is. And they passed it as a legitimate, authentic kata of Okinawa. and a gentleman named Yuichi Sensei, not to be confused with Yurichi Sensei of the system that created, but Yurichi Sensei of Ishiru is the one that deserves credit for getting Su and Su, the empty hand version, the kata that I did at the tournament, as a authentic kata, recognized as Okinawan kata. So I hope this helps you. If you got any questions, just hit me up. And everything's done in sequences. So you learn a few pieces of the puzzle, and then you practice that, and then you add a few pieces to it until you get all of it. And then once you do get it, you have to burn it in. And I think you already know what I mean by burning it in. Is kind of like a computer screen, that them words are left on there for so long. They're burned in, they're never going to leave. Even if you turn the screen off, it's still there. That's what's burning in. So that kata will always be there. Of course, you have to continue to hone it and practice it, but subconsciously, it's always going to be there. So I hope this helps you, and I will see you soon. We'll set something up and come down and go through the kihon and the waza, or what you're doing, and we'll go through Tokumeine and some of the bunkai and stuff like that. I will see you soon, sir.